My dude Johnny out here, he is absolutely throwing a party. Looks like he threw quite a good party, an Indian feast, as it were, of $62,000, and that's fine, because he's got an expected $8.35 million settlement on his way, because, hey, you guys remember, it wasn't that long ago where he decided to clean up from his litigious ex-wife, and yeah, sucks to suck. She's eventually going to have to try to find a way to make good on that pledge, if you will. Johnny Depp shelled out more than $62,000 for a special celebratory curry dinner with his pals on Sunday evening in Birmingham, England. Depp, 58, indulged in the feast of authentic Indian cuisine, all of it at once. Cocktails, rosé champagne, and the Varanasi restaurant. All right, sounds nice. Which serves heavenly recipes and soothing ambiance. Cool, must have rented the entire place out, according to his website. The actor declared a down-to-earth bloke by restaurant staff. Yeah, no, literally everybody outside of like the Herd clan have said that he's a wonderful individual. Well, actually, no, it's just like the two Herds that are out there. And depends on who's around. Maybe Whitney might be able to flip on her broke-ass sister, but more on her in a second. Anyways, Edward Scissorhands, actor, was hanging out with his musician friend and collaborator, Jeff Beck, 77, and 20 other people for their party that was billed as Birmingham's largest Indian restaurant. Well, he had what, 22 people in his party? What was it, $62,000? It doesn't seem that bad anyways. That's like 3 months of wine for Amber Heard back when they were married. And I'm not even exaggerating. Depp has been staying in the United Kingdom to join Beck on his tour. Yeah, no, we've known that. He's appeared on stage at several of the guitarist's shows, including one at London's Royal Albert Hall late last month. Father of two traveled to Birmingham to perform with Beck on stage at the show, the city's Symphony Hall. Yeah, no, they should be resuming their gigs here really shortly because there's another half dozen stops or something like that. So looks like there's probably going to be more parties to come. He's taking pictures with the staff that work there. That's all wonderful and great. You got Jeff Beck and his creepy eyebrows. That's all weird. Dye your hair, but you don't dye your eyebrows? Come on, man. Yeah, no, it looks like a real swanky spot, and that's great. And he could afford that regardless of the judgment, mostly because his career prospects are going to be peaking up, quite a bit here in the near future, whenever he decides to come back to filmmaking, because the doors are going to be wide open for him. He needed that outcome from that case right there in order to allow for these future opportunities to manifest. Ex-Disney executive says Johnny Depp can return to the next Pirates movie, according to a report. I'd like to know who this is, by the way, and if it's an ex-member with some actual pull, or if it's just, like one of the fucking grips that they had out there. It's like, Johnny Depp would be welcomed back. Yeah, of course. Johnny Depp could be making a comeback as the Pirates of the Caribbean lead, Jack Sparrow. Well, yeah, of course. It's not like they haven't, disassociated Jack Sparrow from, Pirates of the Caribbean. He's kind of central to that. He is one of the only characters to appear in all 5 of those films. Okay. Unless you just, add the little cameo at the end of the second one for Barbossa. Then he was also in all of them as well. But whatever. Anyways, I absolutely believe, post-verdict, that Pirates is primed for a rebooting with Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow back on board, an unnamed former Disney executive told People magazine. Yeah, no, that would literally make all the money. Like, I couldn't even put a number on it right now. But if they capitalize on the popularity and the goodwill surrounding the Justice for Johnny movement, Disney would make all of the money back. All of the money that they just lost in making their fucking weird stand in Florida where they were completely in the wrong on that one. Fucking read the bill. It was only 7 pages long, you fucking weirdos. Anyways, Depp hasn't played the swashbuckling Jack Sparrow since he lost the finger in 2015 while filming Pirates 5. Still haven't watched it. It's over there. I got it and it's still all wrapped up and everything, but the 4th one sucked so bad that I didn't really want to go and watch the 5th one, but maybe I will. Who knows? Oh, the film grossed, yes, just about $800 million, is well below the $1.04 billion that the 2011 On Stranger Tide hauled in, which just goes to show you what the name of the franchise can do, okay? It made $800 million, which is more than the first film made, by the way. But yeah, no, those 3 films right in the middle. What is the second one called? The Dead Man's Chest? Yeah, it is. I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah, no, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, and then On Stranger Tides. It all made over $1 billion. I think the first one made like 600 some odd. And then, yeah, 800 million for the fifth one. So just imagine how popular all of this shit is right now. And then you immediately announced, even if it's just going to be like he also said, like Johnny Depp said on his testimony, I thought it'd be a good time to, you know, just kind of give a proper send off to the characters and give like a warm handoff to the future generations, because franchises get stale after a while and you just they come to a natural end. So yeah, even if you wanted to do that to make it into a proper franchise and not some sort of, you know, bastardized all-female reboot, or just, I don't know, hand it off to not Tia Dalma. It's like, yeah, there was already pretty good diversity on the, you know, the deck of the Black Pearl and all that stuff, but whatever. Then, yeah, even the fourth one, it had Penelope Cruz as the daughter of Blackbeard or something like that. Fuck that film. I think she's alive somewhere. Who knows? But Penelope Cruz, obviously, but the character, I don't even fucking remember. Hate that movie. So does Johnny Depp, because him throwing the throne ended up getting him hooked on fucking Oxycontin, right? So yeah, it was a terrible film, tragic. But yeah, no, he's gonna have career prospects going into the future. It was a big win for him, and it was all facilitated thanks to the verdict that came out from that 7-person jury, okay? Even the little, you know, stupid, goofy counterclaim that, yeah, Adam Waldman made a complex statement and we decided to give her $2 million off of that, which really, if you take a look at that statement right there, is that really defamatory? And even if it is it really worth $2 million in damages? How do you come up to that? Other than it just being a clearly, obviously compromised verdict. But you feel free, Amber, to try to, appeal that, but the appeals process is pretty difficult to do, and we might not end up seeing that, because this is just a little bit of a side. When you go to appeal a verdict in the great state, in the very complex and goofy state that is Virginia, you have to put up a certain percentage. You have to put up a bond in order to appeal a judgment, okay? And she doesn't have that much money, okay, in order to file the appeal. So it's going to be pretty fucking hard, because we got to take a look at some of her spending habits, because as we had Johnny Depp dropping $60K on a fucking dinner, Amber Heard has been trying to do that, and she's been living the life that she became accustomed to when she was, in fact, Mrs. Johnny Depp. But this bitch broke, like really fucking broke, okay? Like, you can take a look at her, you take a look at her celebrity net worth page. This is not fake, okay? This is, I'll hit refresh, okay? Just to show you that this isn't a fucking goof. She is negative $6 million, okay? And she still has to shell out, well, 10.35 million, okay? But then she gets those $2 million back, so maybe she's hoping that Johnny will shell out first, and then she can use some of that money to pay him back for the $10 million that she eventually owes him. But yeah, no, she's $6 million in the hole. And why is that? Because she spends like a drunk pirate, which Johnny can actually go back to reprise that role of. Anyways, Amber Heard can't pay the $10.4 million she owes Johnny Depp. Her lawyer revealed Thursday. Oh yeah, she's broke. We went over that interview a few days, the end of last week or something like that. That's where Elaine, I'd have to get more specific, because I was going to say where she staggered and stammered around an interview. It was the one with Savannah Guthrie. The one that was a little bit more favorable to her. The one that didn't have the probing questions from the former NFL player who was having none of her fucking shit. But anyways, yeah. Sources told the Post that the actress is broke due to hefty legal fees associated with the bombshell defamation trial. Yeah, no, there's been reports out there that already she has spent $6 million on her legal fees. Okay, that's the price that's been run up so far. And it's like, well, if you spent $6 million on that fucking gaggle of nonsense, you got ripped off. I'd feel bad for you, but then at the end of the day, you're a lying cunt that put yourself in this situation. So, oh well, sucks to suck. Oh, absolutely not. Heard's attorney, Elaine Bredehoff, told NBC's Today, and I can't believe she got a position like that. And I responded to a comment earlier here today where I was like, I just hope and I pray that we get more Elaine interviews, because I want to see that crazy bitch just go out there and regurgitate the same lines over and over again. And eventually, at some point, okay, somebody will be in on the joke and ask her, well, what if any assets does Amber Heard have to sell in order to fork over to pay her judgment? She's eventually gonna have to fucking pay up, because she has no alternative. Anyways, high profile court battle with her ex-husband has left the 36-year-old actress. Oh, see, you might be able to make up the $10 million if this was a decade ago, but you made a bad choice back then. Sorry about that. But that's alright, you're still in relatively good shape. Not as good a shape as you were back in the cut. And even if you compare and contrast to, you can kind of see her just slightly up there, Camille Vasquez. Yeah, I wouldn't stand too close to her for comparison's sake, but you could still open up a successful OnlyFans account and start selling feet pictures and then eventually start to work up, because celebrity status, you know what? Hey, you see what Bella Thorne did? Oh, she was very successful for a short amount of time until people started to realize that she wasn't going to be giving up the goods. But you really, at this point, have nothing to lose. Yeah, no, according to sources, including one who has placed the blame on Heard's past lavish spending on travel, clothes, gifts, and wine. It's always about the wine. Multiple sources say the Aquaman star had to switch legal representation. Had to switch. No, she was lawyer shopping because they were fucking done with her shit. And it's like, no, we're going to go ahead and run the case this way. And she's like, no, I need to tell my story and be as dramatic and histrionic as possible because haven't you seen my diagnosis? And she's continued to shop lawyers over and over and over again. The UK case had different lawyers than it had. And she wasn't even party to that fucking lawsuit. Then this case did. And then this case and this legal team has gone through multiple iterations, okay? And her divorce lawyer was different than her legal representation when it came to being an agent, and her career lawyer there, and different litigation as well had other representation. The bitch was trying to find the right puppets that she could use in order to tell her unsuccessful side of this story. She found them, and it cost her. Oh well. The bill for Heard's attorneys has mostly been footed by the Travelers Company under terms of the actress's insurance policy, sources said. Yeah, that's those weirdos that think that, oh yeah, this is getting paid off by her house insurance, which is going to be interesting once we get into the fact that she can't get out from under this weight of this judgment. Yep, it's going to be fun. Vice President of insurance firm Pamela Johnson was spotted in Fairfax, Virginia court with Heard multiple times throughout her trial. Neither Johnson nor Travelers returned calls from the Post. Oh, okay, that's that old bitch. She was sitting in the front row a couple of different times. Oh, and there's David Grabash Shane right there. Yeah, the walking Me Too case. At least that's what he's referred to in the United States. And there's Amber Heard dressed as a fucking magician. Legal experts say outside using homeowner insurance policies is common in defamation cases. Yeah, and so is using the ACLU's resources, or maybe former boyfriends. It's a little oddity that most people don't know. In most homeowner insurance policies, there's coverage if you are sued for defamation based on how much you pay through coverage. Huh, interesting. But then also, take a look at this as well, okay? That's also contingent on her owning a home, which, that's tough. Considering, oh, you guys remember, we talked about this as well. It's a beautiful home. It's really fucking nice. Like, it's really cool from the outside there, and it's got the mountain ranges in the backyard. It's got a lookout it's got a long old bridge, which is sweet. It's where her and her not, naturally born kid, it's her surrogate born child who... I feel bad for her so much, not just for the fact that she's named something like Oolong or something like that, but the fact that she's being raised by a single mom, and that's the single mom. Lord have mercy on our souls 18 years from now. But yeah, no, that's the backyard. It looks over a moat. That's pretty cool. And then they got the inside of that where I don't really see a microwave for anybody to fulfill those very, very heinous threats of putting her kid in a microwave. Back there, I see like a toaster oven or something like that. So would that suffice? Don't really know for sure. But then it's got like a little wine corner, which is, hey, obviously empty because she got to make up that money somehow. Nice little dining room. There's the entertainment. Okay. And that's where the magic doesn't happen, or wherever she beats somebody about the face and neck. There's many pillows that are there to cover up to catch all the blood that's there that you won't actually take a picture of. But no exposed bed frame that can be broken during a horrific beating, right? Or just to get carved out by a pocket knife. Then there's a sweet walk-in bath or a sweet walk-in shower. Like, you take a look at that. Like, I've only seen that in like luxury homes. Well, to be fair, so is this anyways. But why do we take a walk down memory lane? It's because she doesn't directly own it. So that whole idea of homeowners insurance paying for this stuff doesn't really hold weight. Never did for me to begin with, okay? Heard purchased the 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom Desert Oasis in 2019 for only $570,000 at the time, which is nice. And then the entire area, I think it's evaluated at well over $1 million now, okay? Because, it's on something like, 6 acres of desert land, which, hey, that's terrific and great. Stone's throw away from the Hicksville Trailer Palace, where she was cavity searched, or maybe not, because the jury didn't find any of her allegations credible. Anyways, but yes, no, the 2019 house for only $570,000. So if she's already paid like $6 million, again, this is more allegations. This has been a leaked report as well, so take that with a grain of salt. $6 million there. How much would the homeowner's insurance cover on a $570,000 house? At one time, under a private trust in the name of her accountant. So it was bought by her accountant? Okay, so theoretically, the home couldn't be seized because it's not hers. Or if she bought it through a shell corporation, the house can be seized. And then maybe she could be using the homeowner's insurance, but then it still wouldn't cover the legal fees, and it also wouldn't cover the judgment as well. But then at the same time, another contingency of using that homeowner's insurance requires you not to be found guilty of committing malice when it comes to any of your defamation claims as well. So yeah, should have been saving your money a little bit better there. Or maybe not, outright lying in order to try to ruin the career of your ex-husband who you thought the money train was running out of. Oh well. Insurance company. Anyways, yeah, back to these, I don't know, very odd claims. Anyways, hires, pays for attorneys. Virginia lawyer Jeremiah Denton said that most policies have a clause that stipulates that judgment costs won't be covered. Huh, cool. According to this lawyer, maybe your lawyer's fees partially covered, but then at the same time, the judgment, yeah, you're all on your own on this one. The insurance company will keep it in its back pocket, the option of denying coverage at the end of the day. Yeah, of course, it's insurance companies. They just want you to pay them. They don't ever want to pay out. And if they can find a way to get a payout, they'll make you jump through so many hoops. You're just wondering, why the fuck do I need to have insurance to begin with? It's a big Ponzi scheme, and everybody's getting fucked on that. Denying coverage means refusing to pay the plaintiff, in this case, Mr. Depp. Yeah, of course, just another long list of, Heard's bloodsuckers. Coming to a fan site near you. A lot of insurance policies provide coverage for defamation, but they have an exclusion in which says we will not cover any intentional wrongdoing. That's the malice finding that I just mentioned. Den said in order to win a defamation case against a public figure, oh, there it is, clarification right there. You have to show intentional wrongdoing. Sometimes what it requires to get to the judgment kicks you out of the policy that may pay for the judgment. That's the dilemma. Yeah, no, and she was found to have done that. That's why finding the actual malice on every single one, all three of those counts that were there, all three of the statements that she was sued for, yeah, they all found malice in every single one of those. So, yeah, Johnny can afford, because I think he was found to have the statements of Adam Waldman that were attributed to him, just that one, but not the other ones, whatever. Those were found to be delivered with malice in mind, but he can afford to shell out the $2 million and then just immediately get it right back. It's fucking weird. Heard's net worth has been estimated between, actually, no, we got an up-to-date, minus $6 million, right? Yes, exactly. Estimated to be worth between $1.5 million and $2.5 million as of Thursday. Oh, that was a long fucking time ago, by the way, and other outlets as far cry away from what she owns for Depp. But what can she get rid of? Well, she's got that beautiful Mustang, 68 Mustang. That's terrific. But she's a part-time lesbian, so I expected it to be like a 1998 Subaru Outback. Oh well. That'll eventually be in one of Johnny's garages. Terrific. Amid a lurid 6-week defamation trial, Heard and multiple witnesses testified that the actress might not have the funds to actually pay her husband. Yeah, well, that still doesn't matter at the end of the day. Depp could still potentially claim the money he was awarded by garnishing the ex-wife's wages for her 2 upcoming movies, levy her assets, or seize the house in California's Yucca Valley, the one that we just went through, of course, the one that has theoretically homeowners insurance that you can't collect on. Oh well. 3-bedroom house has been estimated or valued at $1 million. If she doesn't have the money, then then his avenue, only pursuing an appeal. While she's pursuing an appeal, which again, she has to put a bond up in order to pursue to begin with, which she doesn't have the money for, so, is trying to execute on property she owns, okay. He added if Depp wants to find out where Heard's assets are, he could serve her with the summons for debater and interrogatories. This will be so great. You wanted to drag his name through the fucking mud for 6 years? Oh, now it's coming back to you tenfold. Oh, it's beautiful. It's great. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. What property do you own? What real estate do you own? What vehicles do you own? What jewelry do you own? What art collections do you own? Well, I have one of my favorite paintings from one of my partners. I'm sure Johnny would love it. And then, hey, you testified to this. He tried to burn it with a Bic lighter. Now it's going to be his. He'll be able to take it, and he can sit in one of his many, many, many homes, including the one in the desert that he's going to be owning here in the future, and just stand there in the front yard and try to set it on fire with a Bic lighter if he wants to. It's going to be all his. Oh, it's wonderful. It's fantastic. Anything else that you could use to grab and sell at an auction to try to pay it down? Yep, exactly. Ultimately, this judgment, and you are fucking saddled with it, stupid, because unless Johnny, I don't know, is feeling ambivalent, which there's no indication that he's going to be, in order to just say that, no, this was just all to clear my name and I don't need you to pay me. No. You're going to be fucking paying up right now, okay? There's no settlement on this, okay? There's no way for you to get out of this, Amber, okay? Because guess what? You actually can't claim bankruptcy on this type of judgment, okay? Amber Heard cannot opt out of Depp's damages, even if she declares bankruptcy. Chapter 7 or Chapter 11? Doesn't matter. Will not hold weight, okay? Amber Heard's recurring financial damages could only be waived if Johnny Depp agrees to free her from the liability. And again, there's no indication he's going to be doing that, and he'd have to be feeling retardedly ambivalent. He'd have to be on all the drugs in order to forestall that, okay? Legal analyst Emily D. Baker, who had, I think, like, when the verdict was being read, like 300,000 people on her fucking live stream. She's great, okay? She's one of the female lawyers that I actually like that's on YouTube and in the social media space. She's really good. Quite funny, too. Not just for a woman, but, like, actually funny. I recommend her wholeheartedly. Anyways, tells People... Oh yes, People, the same magazine that published those doctored photos of Amber Heard when she got the temporary restraining order. That same People magazine, interesting, reveals that it's up to both parties to discuss and come up with a conclusion over the settlement. Remember, Heard would theoretically have to negotiate with somebody who won't even look her in the eyes. Good luck with that. Very good luck with that. Oh, I feel giddy with this. Heard's attorneys, however, insist that her client can absolutely not pay the whopping amount of $10 million. Exactly. The fans are calling. It will be up to the parties. But once the judgment is entered on June 24th, oh boy, not that long. We got just a little ways to go. I can't wait for the Amber Heard primetime interview where somebody makes her cry. I don't know. Maybe they just shoot her with a blow dart off screen where it just, hits her in the neck and she just starts crying because of physical pain. Or maybe she puts a tack in her shoe in order to manifest like actual tears. She's going to be out there trying to complain in order to get her story out there because mass media is still spinning it like she's the victim. How? Anyways, I wonder if the attorneys will start negotiating that judgment payment, says Baker. Ben Chu said in his closing argument that Depp wasn't seeking to punish Amber Heard with money. Chu said on Friday in the jury, the case, it's never been about money or about punishing Heard. Well, now you might as well collect. They fucking ruled in your favor. I imagine that they will try to settle it, and you'll see a PR statement about them not seeking to enforce the judgment. Maybe, but that's the only way that she gets out of this. If they do not want to enforce the judgment, she continues, that starts a whole separate process in court of potentially attaching property, setting up ways for it to be paid, I imagine. And if I'm Team Depp, that's what I would do. Yeah, exactly, because she can't pay it off in one lump sum, okay? Can't even really nail her down when it comes to a proper payment schedule, because even with the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, she's not exactly the best at following along a payment schedule. So I'd try to get her something a little bit more concrete and maybe just a little bit more doable for her. Break it down in really simple language for her. Maybe record it for her. She's really good at that. They'd look at getting an injunction to stop Amber Heard from repeating statements. The negotiations when it comes to entering the judgment and making it final. The negotiations could get really fucking salty, okay? I'm looking forward to that. But yes, stop her from repeating the statements that the jury found were defamatory, and then stipulating that the payments won't be made and there won't be any judgment outstanding. Yeah, it could get really interesting from here. If he's not interested in the money, I think he's more interested in her not repeating these allegations. Yep, getting the judgment is one thing, getting the money is a whole separate thing from a PR standpoint. It would not be ideal for Johnny Depp trying to aggressively enforce his judgment, I guess, maybe. It would be funny, though. But yes, as for the bankruptcy, though, I've heard this as well, but now it's been reinforced, and she's a former prosecutor in Los Angeles. Okay, like she's an actual lawyer, doesn't just play one. So there's a record of her accomplishments out there, so you can rely credibly on what Baker's saying here. Because this is an intentional tort, the willful element of defamation that has been found because they're celebrities takes out the possibility of bankruptcy, just like it would with the theoretical claim that any of the damages could be covered by homeowners insurance. That's how it plays out too in bankruptcy court. Oh well. It takes out the possibility of bankruptcy because it was a willful act, so it's an intentional tort. Defamation, when it's against a public figure, that willfulness element, that malice element, takes it right out of the ability to be discharged in bankruptcy, regardless of the chapter that's out there. So, and even if, and I don't wish this on anything, even if she isn't of this corporeal realm any longer, it would still be her estate liable to pay off those damages, or that judgment that would be levied and entered against her on the 24th. So there's no way out from underneath this rock. You just hope and pray that the negotiations are going to, get figured out here. But then at the end of the day, she's still going to pay all of her lawyers, so I don't know what negotiations you're going to get out there, huh? Better hope that there's no bruises on that jaw. Better take what little money you have left and get some lip fillers, because you better start figuring out what you need to do in order to start paying off those bills, because I don't think you're negotiating your way out of them. But until next time, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.